Thank you. Am I angry? No. I'm frustrated. Frustrated, but ironically so, because I know this is how things are supposed to go, because they told me I'd be feeling this uncertainty, but I thought, you're wrong, no sir, that certainly won't be me. It's funny that although I know what I'm feeling is and why I'm feeling it, and that I should have expected to do so, it almost makes it worse, because it's like to know your house is going to burn when you have nowhere to go. And I must have thought I was special to think I would avoid it, but it's a rite of passage. See, it's what makes us anointed as humans. Every person on this planet has insecurities, personal impurities, things we wish to purge ourselves of in our appearances and qualities, and we hide these things by lying both physically and verbally, and in this way we become illusionists. Pulling rabbits out of hats, we distract each other from this and that, and why? Because we're so socially conditioned to try to be perfect before we can even deem ourselves to be worth it. So we can't walk around airbrushed and flawless, so we compensate what we cannot create by being fake, causing us to hate each other through jealousy and ourselves, not only who we are, but what we are. And what we are is all society seems to see through the illusion sometimes. So wouldn't it be nice if honesty were acceptable? If I could see a cute girl walking down the street and rather than dipping my shades and sneaking a peek and later proceeding to tell my peeps about this fine girl I saw with a nice booty, I could go up with hope that Lady Luck would be smiling upon me, and maybe she was thinking the same thing, thinking about telling her friends about me, and immediately tell her what I think, and should Lady Luck continue smiling, we exchange innocent pleasantries, and I tell her I hope I see her again. And I do, and I feel lucky. And that same morning she looked in the mirror doing makeup for an hour after her shower and still found something to frown at, something to make her hang her head down like the sun were in her eyes, and yet to her surprise, when I saw the sunshine on her that day, I saw none of what she hated in herself. But it doesn't have to be romantic. When I see all of you, I don't see what you see, but I see some of you see me and immediately labeling me as cocky, and I don't blame you, but I remind you, you are not me. See, what you call cocky, I call being me, as I'm being me, what you do not see as me, accepting my own insecurity, trying to be the perfect me I think you all want me to be, because just like all of you, I too am an illusionist. So when we look at each other, we must do our best to see the best in one another, because we all raise these often see-through illusions, trying to appease the expectations of society that in reality are simply a vicious cycle, probably started by the most insecure of us all. This vicious cycle that draws discrimination among sisters and brothers, that draws race and gender lines, this vicious cycle that causes a single species to destroy itself in its struggle for power, power to be held against itself, against different races, creeds, and ways to be upon which we have drawn lines over time. And it is our responsibility when we make these realizations and reach these conclusions to realize that despite our own confusions, we are not alone. I guarantee you, all the time, even the most confident people have something in the back of their mind, taking you with time, digging away until it finds its way to the surface with enough weight to make a giant feel worthless. So don't think you're alone. We're all illusionists. And maybe one day we'll begin to progress and digress from this path and see through the illusion, but until then you can pick a card, any card, and I'm not going to guess it, because I don't want to be an illusionist anymore.